What was the?
The wheel of fortune.
Oh God! Where'd you get this sound clip from?
I just googled Wheel of Fortune and that was what came up.
Yeah.
I'm a bit
Not
bushy.
always, actually.
You gone the walrus? That's what you
I've
said?
gone walrus.
You gone walrus, mate. I like it. It feels very Civil War.
Walrus, otter, you know. Yeah, Civil War works. You could do that.
Yeah. I like it.
Get some laughing going on. Civil War laughing.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
You're like, oh yes, good shit. Toddy here, everyone. Welcome to Push the Point, episode 70 something or other.
79. What I really need is like a
79.
scarf, just like permanently
Yeah.
Okay.
blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get Push the Point scarves made. Guys, we haven't made any merch in
We have not.
forever.
We
Got a
haven't
lot of
got much
dice.
for
People, I'm
ages.
sure a lot of people have picked up a Push the Point dice at an event near them. But we haven't made like hats or anything. I mean, maybe we should get back into the merch game.
I think we
it's very
comment.
popular when we did hats.
Comment below. Give us a piece of clothing that we should do.
Oh no,
No.
no! They can't be trusted with.
No, okay. And I will not accept. I will not accept pants. Any
Okay,
pants
okay.
or bras. I'm not accepting any
No,
of that.
no undergarments.
No, but
Right.
is socks an undergarment?
Socks is allowed.
Yeah,
Socks are
You
pretty
wear
cool.
it. You wear it under your shoes, don't you?
but is
So-
it technically an undergarment?
No,
I think
I
it
wouldn't
is.
say so.
Would you not?
If you
I
went
mean, we
out
could
and
do
just your socks,
like the sleeves we did, Hamish. They could be white socks with the logo on. That'd be pretty
oh
sweet.
man, that would be so good.
Yes,
That would look
Yeah,
great.
yeah, definitely comment below if you'd like to see some Push the Point clothing merch again. Because obviously we got our polo shirts made. Maybe we could mass produce some polos.
I always sit there and think
LSS
of like
have had
a
socks made.
Mm.
yeah. I always keep thinking of like a cool top design, like because I have that white top that's come from the Die Dark anime, the one that says death on it. I love that top where it's just got the dude doing that, and it's just got some writing down the side. I've always said to Faye, I reckon we could like sort of pinch its style a little bit, if you know what I mean.
I'd quite like pint glasses as well. We talked about pint glasses a while back, but we never.
Yeah.
We've got the tokens.
Difficult to travel with.
Yeah.
Lots of easily smashed glass. That's the problem, I guess.
Well, that's true. It's also very difficult because we're highly unorganized.
Oh yeah, I
That's-
mean this is just a moot point. But you never know. You never know.
Should we do
You
some?
never know.
Should we do some beers?
Yeah,
All right.
let's do
We
it.
should do beers.
Yeah. Let's do
I'm
it.
excited for mine.
Yeah,
I
Hamish,
bought mine.
What
Just
are
re-
you drinking?
I have got from this lad from London, right? Came down to my house, and he said, "Look, I got this beer for you. I think you might not like it, but you might kind of like it. So it's Trips
Sounds like a
beer.
smart lad. Read,
read
what's
out.
what's it
Read it
called?
out.
It's a Bristol Craft Beer Festival, the Tropical Fruit and Toffee Drizzle Sunday Sour, 6%. Now, I'm actually looking at this going, the can looks tasty because the
Yeah.
picture looks good, but we will see. We will see.
Yeah, I was in the shop with Kate, and I was like, "I'm gonna get him that." And I did say to her, if he doesn't like it, sure, that's fine. But there's a chance he will like it.
I did
and
look
that'll
at
be,
this.
It's worth it for the chance, and also it'd be really funny if you don't like it either.
Yeah.
As long as you hate it, as long as you don't hate it. But we'll see. We'll see the
I
look
know,
in your
but
face.
you
when
want to
take
see
your
some.
first sip.
You want to see some hatred.
Yeah.
You do. You win either way. Simon, what are you drinking?
Mine links a little bit in with my home news because I've been away camping in Wales and I've gone and bought some beer. I can't see any of that from the Conwy Brewery
Oh, what's it called?
in
lovely.
North Wales. So I have a Beachcomber refreshing blonde ale. That's coming in at 4.5% and it's in a lovely bottle. And it was brewed right in the town of Conwy, where they have a fortified town and a castle.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, mine was buried in
I
Bristol.
would I would highly recommend if anyone wants to look around the castle. It was pretty great. To be fair.
Yeah, cool. If you hear any banging, my daughter's still awake. So what about you, Stick on Trip?
I have got I don't know if I think I've had this one before, but it's the Beavertown with Codisons and Son espresso coffee stout.
Oh
Bringing
yeah.
it back.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Brewed and packaged at the Beavertown Brewery in London, N17. So
Oh, okay.
uh,
right. So this
I
smells
reckon
good.
Oh, that is refreshing.
This
Little fizzy day.
this smells good. Oh my god, what color is this?
Wow,
Sunny
look at
Delight.
that. It looks like Sunny D.
It's thick.
Yeah.
Was I gonna shake it before I put it in? It's like
No, it
It's a
genuinely,
sour,
it
it's not got
looks
any
a bit
bits
like
in
a
it.
slush puppy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does look.
it's definitely like it's like a glass of orange juice. Jesus,
It
almost
doesn't look
dropped
like a
that.
beer, does it? Yeah.
Right.
Go on then, tell us.
Okay.
What's your fruit tropical sundae?
All right, smells tropically. It's like a Solero.
I think, yeah, he's going to like this one.
Yeah, I like this.
Yay!
Yeah,
We did it!
Well, here's a little twist, right? So, I found out I kind of like sour beers when I went to Marks in Amsterdam, and the Icelandic fellow who brought us my beers,
Aaron.
Aaron, he the hunky Icelander man himself, and he got in the pack there was a sour one, and Mark picked it up and was like, there was a picture of a man like this, like really soured face, and he went, "You're gonna," and Mark just basically did what Trip did. He went, "You're gonna love it or hate it, and I'm gonna win either way." And I had a sip, and I was like, "This is really nice. I quite like this." So I quite like sour beers.
Yeah, they're good. Kate's a big fan of sour beers. I think they're kind of like they're often very fruity. They got a lot of flavor to them. There's a little
Yeah.
bit of beer going on, but I always think they don't taste like super beerish.
I have
So
to say
last
though,
year-
a mad night out in this though, I could be really ill on this, and I know that I will be
100%.
done and never want to drink it again because you know when you're like too sweet and you're ill.
Overexposure. So
Yeah.
last year at the beer festival in London, I started on sours, and I did like the first hour was just me tasting different sours, and like that worked quite well because it sort of gets you into the drinking mode at lunchtime. But I think you can go too far with sour. Like you can burn your taste out for them in a night.
You know when you had too much JD and then you're like, I can never do JD again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. I can taste that, but it's really nice, Trip.
And
So
they-
thank you.
And they lose their.
Oh, I'm glad you like
they lose
it.
their
Yeah.
potency after a while as well, don't they?
I
Well,
mean,
I feel good because I was going to get you a boring beer that I knew you would like, but I thought, why not risk it? Get
Yeah,
something you
always
haven't
risk
tried
it.
before.
always
And,
risk
yeah,
it.
result. That was the local little beer shop in Leytonstone, the name of which I forget, but they do a lot of cool beers. So if you're ever in Leytonstone, just search Leytonstone Beer Shop. It'll probably turn up. Good little store.
I have to say, since doing this podcast, my beer tasting has expanded. It's not like
Nice.
it's still not massive, but I just don't like stouts. Do you know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
like stouts or
I think
or
they're an
ales.
acquired taste. Like dark beers take a little while to get used to because they're not as hoppy necessarily, but they've got more malty flavors to them. They're like darker roasted malts.
Yeah,
I just think it's interesting how you can have like there's beer that looks like this, and then there's beer that looks like Hamish's drink, and you just think it's like when you see a Chihuahua and and a Greyhound or something. Like how are they the same species? But it's interesting the various ways we've managed to get pissed over the years.
I don't think we've. I have to say, everyone, that it has been a long time since we got drunk. Like the very first times we did this,
On the podcast, yeah.
I got
Oh yeah,
drunk.
you got.
Because I was gonna
the
say,
comfortizer one was quite.
Oh yeah, because I didn't stop after the podcast. That's the problem. But I
Delhi
knew,
rum.
yeah, Delhi rum,
Eddie Run, mate.
Delhi rum.
Outside of the podcast, I've been drunk quite recently, but on the podcast, I've been pretty good. I think I had whiskey once recently, and whiskey gets me drunk very quickly.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was like, whoa. But
Yeah, last time I brought
remember the
whiskey
Christmas
out.
episode.
What was the Christmas?
Oh, the whiskey one, you were absolutely.
I was sloshed. Was
It's
there
Evo,
one where
mate.
me and
Evo.
you? I think there was me and you started to get a little bit lively right near the end.
We were having a good
And
back
Simon
and
was
forth.
like this. I'm so tired. Please stop. And I
Oh,
think there was
yeah.
and there was one year that me and Simon were really like, all right,
Yeah.
we're on
Yeah,
it,
we
we're
got-
on it. And Chip was like, I've had enough. I've got a
Yeah.
migraine.
It's that proper late night at the pub where you started talking about politics or something.
You either go up
and you're
or
like
down.
having a
don't you?
good,
either
you're
get-
having a good
Yeah.
time, but
When was I talking about politics?
no, I mean it's
No,
like
no,
when you're in the
he's
pub.
like
doing
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that point in the pub where you're getting a bit argumentative, not in like a shouting match kind of way, but like
No, but
You
you
know-
either get
opinions of each other.
you
and
either get well into it, don't you? And you get on the bandwagon, or you just turn off completely and you get really tired.
You see, I love it when people bang on about politics. I tell you what really like
I
puts
never
me
guessed,
down.
Hamish.
No,
Tell us more.
what puts me down is when people, if I'm meeting up with all the Fab crew, and they start going too deep into a specific play, and they'll go like, "All right, yeah, so I had this card, right, and I pitched it for this," and I'm thinking, if I pitched it for this way or blocked, I'm like, I'm lost. I don't care. I'm so bored about this game 3, turn 6.
Yeah. The context
moment.
isn't there because you weren't in the game. Right?
I know, and some people want to dissect like a specific moment. If I if you're talking about football, or if I just put my foot to the left a little bit that way, 45 degrees, you're like, well, you didn't. So who cares? I like it when we talk a bit more like open
Broadly.
meta, yeah, broadly what the meta's doing and whatnot. Anyway, should we talk? Should we talk?
Home news?
No, not home
No,
news.
wait.
Oh, we got to do the
Sponsors.
wheel. Shall I
Yeah.
play the, I won't play this out. It's Wheel of
Oh
Time
no, do
time.
it. All right,
Okay.
it's the wheel of time. We instead of
Well,
Chip
we'll
doing
do-
I did
we'll
like
do
that.
No, we'll do our own one. We'll do our own one. Should we do it? Or not? Should we say? Maybe
No,
we should
do it.
the
Just do
sound
it.
effect.
Just play it.
Do the sound effect.
Yeah.
We found this online, and we'll get people's views on it. It's the new.
There we go.
It's from JoJo. It is from JoJo.
It's
right?
from JoJo.
It's from,
You got it. I don't know.
Yeah, I just searched for Wheel of Fortune,
And
I
that's
was
what you got.
Maybe that should be. We've been playing around with sound effects, guys, because we're now recording directly from Discord. So hopefully you should be able to hear that even if you're on Spotify.
Yeah,
as well.
it should definitely work. Anyway,
Should we treat them to a cheeky what's hot, what's not as well, just while we're doing the sound effects?
it's a bit loud, but go for it.
It could go. I can't do it. I think you've got to do it. I don't
I know,
have
but I
Nitro
don't.
on
I
Discord.
don't want to open up the sound effects and ruin.
Oh,
YouTube.
okay,
Oh no,
well,
we're
we'll say-
good. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're
All
good.
right.
What's hot and what's not?
Of course.
That's so.
It never
that's-
gets old. It
never gets old.
Yeah, but I've
Never
still
gets
got the
old.
voice. Anyway, let's talk partners. Let's talk wheel.
Oh yeah. So we span the wheel of time in advance of this podcast, and the winner is Tom Hall. Everybody.
Oh,
wow.
relatively new Patreon.
We turned out me and Tom have a mutual friend, which is very cool. When I was playing him at National, I don't know if I told this story on the podcast.
Is
but we
it
were playing?
Is it
Nationals.
God? Is it God?
No, it's not God. Can I tell you guys a little mutual friend of ours?
God.
His name's
I went
Jesus.
quick.
Jesus Christ.
No, it was so Kate, one of Kate's best friends, was in the same. Is it called a neonatal class? As
Oh yeah,
Tom?
NCT. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's a really good friend of ours. So he was like, "Do you know such and such?" I won't name them on the podcast. I was like, "Yeah." How do you know them? And it turned out they knew each other through that, which was very cool. So
Ah.
congratulations, Tom.
NCT classes are such a strange entity. Like, you often end up with a dad's group and a mum's group, and they offer very different kinds of support.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's an interesting way of
Da-
making friends in your
Yeah,
adult life
similar.
or like young adult life. So
It is,
Anyway.
but it basically just because you had sex at a similar time and your baby's due on a similar date. Like,
that's
Yeah.
one way of thinking about it. So
Well, no,
yeah.
I have to say, I didn't think of it like that. I didn't sit there
I
and
think
go,
it's a strange way of.
so
I mean, that's basically why you're there.
all the lads. Well, mine was in 2010. All the lads just turned around and went, "Well, I bloody hope it's mine." that's Kettering for you.
Yeah.
That's classic.
There you go.
Chat.
I was like, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so well done, Tom
So
Hall.
Tom, congratulations. We'll be sending those out to you in the post very soon. But so if you're a patron of Push the Point, if you're a £3 patron, a £5 patron, or a £10 patron, or whatever you pay, you get entered into a giveaway to win 6 packs of Flesh and Blood every episode. So that's 2 times a month. We're working through everyone. I think we're almost getting through the entire patron scheme, at which point we'll try and reset. So hopefully everybody will get one at some point.
Apparently,
But
we need to
that's...
stop calling it a scheme, though.
Oh, yeah, we're not meant to call it a scheme. It's the Push the Patron cult. And you could be a member if you just give us money.
Give us money.
But that's not the only way to... so that's not the only thing we have. We have a lot of partnerships, which Hamish will tell you about right now.
I will do. But what's Tom Hall getting, Simon?
Oh
He's
yeah.
getting 3 packs of Crucible of War Unlimited and 3 packs of Everfest.
Wow! Isn't that
deal.
amazing? Right. Also, as well, we have Thistle Tavern, a Scottish shingle seller from Aberdeen. He has a website that has loads of singles for different card games, from Morcana, One Piece, Star Wars, as well as your favourite, Flesh and Blood. You get 10% off if you're a Push the Point patron on singles only. They have got a new store, so if you're in the Aberdeen area, go check it out. They've also just got Rosetta sealed, ready to go. But that isn't going to. You don't get a 10% off the seal products, just the singles. We've also got Metal Fab Tokens, who is an awesome token partner. Again, does tokens for a variety of different games, including your favorite, Flesh and Blood. I have a load of Flesh and Blood tokens behind me to make sure that it's cheap for Royal Mail prices when you order it. You just go onto the Metal Fab Tokens website, click on the UK tab, put an order through, and I'll sort you out. We've got deck boxes and all sorts. If you're a Push the Point patron, you get to know if there's any new stuff come out before I tell the public. And we've also got PCG, an amazing grading company. We have an office over in the UK. And if you're a Push the Point patron, you get that back in a voucher, which lasts up to a quarter. And then you can redeem your voucher to use that for a submission for a card. So if your first month is a £3 or a £5, you get £5 or £3 off on the next one. But you can hang on to it for a quarter and spend it all then. After the quarter, it resets. There you go. That's a really weird way. We're still trying to find the script. Maybe we should do a script. Yeah. But if you're going to do it,
voucher,
it's free.
you essentially get all your money back from the money you use to support Push the Point. So it's like your patron's free, and you get your discount, you get your chance of winning 6 packs, and you get your early access and Royal Mail prices for Fab Metal tokens. So it's a pretty good package just for being a patron of this podcast. We've been going now for 79 episodes, still going strong. And yeah, if you want to support us and what we do, we really appreciate it. So thank you very much. We had a new patron recently, getting a nice trickle of new patrons every kind of month or so these days. So really good to see the steady support of what we are up to.
Yeah.
If
I didn't mention, PCG is a grading company. So if you've got cards and you want to grade, that's what they are. Right.
Yeah.
Shall we? That's it. We've done it all. We've got beers. All right, see you later, everyone. No, it's home news.
Yes, bye.
Home news. Home news.
We need a sound effect for home news.
Well, it's the clap, isn't it? I'll do this.
Yeah, but we need to record it so we don't have to do it ourselves.
Yeah, but
we're all about,
I don't know.
Okay, we're
quite
modern.
like Hamish doing
you
it
like
every
the
time.
naturalness of.
I miss the do for the Wheel of Time. Yeah, I like that. And me trying to get the boom right. Bring it back. Right. So I don't have much in the way of home news apart from I'm building a toilet right next to me. Right. And my sunflowers have popped out. That's really about it. That's about it.
Good home news.
I mean, it's not that long since we recorded the last episode. Because we're on a bit of a short hop this time because we recorded the last one on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And we're recording this 8 days later because we are recording early because everyone's on holiday.
Yeah, that's actually true. We're technically a week. So from the last lot, nothing really major is new for me on that, apart from a toilet being built. Simon, you told us you got a pretty good one. So Trip.
Well,
hold on. We'll get Trips.
You guys.
I love that. You got a pretty good one. So we'll move on to Trip.
No.
Yeah, okay.
We'll save the good to last.
I
for
know
last.
my place.
Best for last. Best for last. Trip, what's your home news?
So not a huge amount to report.
No.
I went out for brunch at the weekend. A classic brunch.
Classic trip brunch.
I got quite drunk, and then I went and did karaoke, which was pretty good. I did Total Eclipse of the Heart.
What's that?
A Whitney Houston. That's
What's that?
Yeah.
Total Eclipse of the Heart. It's a song.
That?
Yeah.
Turn around, bright eyes. Every now and then I fall apart. If I need you now, tonight, I need you more than ever.
Well, okay.
Anyway, I
need
did
to hear
Whitney
the song.
Houston. Can't remember what the Whitney Houston one was now.
Simon's
Ain't no
like,
mountain high enough, something like that.
Okay.
I then did Stacey's Mom.
Oh, I know
Oh,
that
good,
one.
Good shout, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I did some others. People weren't singing so much, so I had to step up. I also
Do you
pretty much
genuinely enjoy karaoke trip?
I love it, mate. I
mate.
adore it. I adore
I
it. It's my favorite
absolutely
thing.
loathe karaoke. I just don't get on with it.
I was very drunk, to be fair.
I think if I was
I
really
want
drunk,
to
I might be able to
see.
get into it.
I want to see Simon do karaoke. Nothing.
That'll be great.
Oh, he'll be like this. No, I can't. Stop.
So just to clarify,
Stop
this is
being
karaoke
hard
in a room.
you're
This is
too
not
plain.
public karaoke. This
Oh,
is
okay,
You and
alright.
your mates in a room. It's always freezing cold because they've always got the aircon pumping. And you just pick the songs you want. You got 2 hours. You just sing amongst yourselves. Got the words up on the wall.
No,
It's
that
great.
I can imagine if
sucks.
you're drunk, it's
no,
quite fun.
that
it's
sucks.
amazing.
I'm not singing to a load of mates. You got like you need to be in a big sort of stage. You got to feel the
Interesting.
pressure.
Interesting
No,
views
no.
on the.
No,
Karaoke.
what am I gonna do? Singing me house? Fuck it. That's
Nah, I like a room. I like this. It's like Korean karaoke
Lame.
style. In a room. It's great. And you don't have to worry about Hamish in the audience heckling you if you sing a song he doesn't like. So,
lame.
like that, yeah. And then I played a board. I went to my sister's and her fiance, and we played a board game called Everdale. If anyone's played it,
Oh,
before.
Everdale! What a great
We
game.
really, really liked it. We looked at it and we were
Yeah.
reading the rules, and we were like, "Damn, this game looks so complicated.
Once
We're
you get
gonna enjoy
started,
this."
though.
And then when we started playing it, it was like, "This is easy. This is great." And
Yeah.
then me and Kate played it again. And as Hamish knows full well, we had our 7-year.
Oh
wedding
yeah, that
anniversary.
happened. I just
Not
brushed
just,
over
not
that.
just me and Kate, but also because we got married. Because me and Hamish got married. If you don't know this, push the point law.
Yeah.
Me and Hamish got married on the exact same day in the exact same year at the exact same time.
We
Just
did.
in 2 different parts of the country before we knew each other. So we had the same anniversary. And what does he message me the day before? What? How many years is it, Dan? And I was
Just giving away all his secrets, throwing him under
This is
the
literally
bus.
like 11 o'clock at night, the day before. He's like, "Dad, how many years is it?" And obviously, it's like you were asking me how long we'd been married.
Yeah,
"Oh,
I was.
dude."
I was like, how
It was
long?
very funny.
How long has it been? Like, if I don't remember, I'll just ask Dan.
So yeah, we've always got that now. If
Yes.
we're like,
If you're not
"Hamish, how
sure,
many years is
has
it?"
it been- yeah, you got a double checker, right?
7 years. 7
That's-
years. But anyway, that's what I've been up to. It actually had a really good weekend.
That's longer than
haven't
starting
signed-
a riot.
I was like, I haven't started any riots
It's
at
a
all.
riot.
I haven't started a single one.
No,
I've
well-
just been living my best life, watching
Yeah.
the Olympics.
Yeah.
Just go home and watch the Olympics. It's
Yeah.
great. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
not being a anyway. We won't get on to that.
No, let's not. Let's not.
it's good.
Simon.
That's for the political. But that's the political podcast offshoot of Push the Point.
Push
push
the
the
politics.
politics.
That's it. Simon, what's your
Simon,
home
I got-
news?
I've got 2 bits of home news. We've been on holiday this week, so you guys are going next week. I've already been this week. We drove to North Wales and we camped out in North Wales for 4 days.
Yeah.
3 nights, 4 days.
Nice. What, kids or
And-
just?
Yeah, all 4 of us.
All right. Yeah.
All 4 of us. Monday, on the way there, we went to Chester Zoo. I don't know if you've been to Chester Zoo. It is incredible. I would highly. It's so expensive, but I'd highly recommend it.
All
Right.
zoos are so expensive, though, aren't they? Like,
Oh, we
Like,
got
you know,
well, we got an
you must-
annual
you-
pass for.
you must have been at Howlett's, right?
For
Simon,
Twycross.
as a
Oh
kid,
yeah,
lad,
Howlett's as a
you know.
kid. Yeah.
It's so it's good. It's a lot
Yeah.
of money. Yeah.
Well, I'd tell you what, for the 4 of us, tickets for the 4 of us, plus food, plus like incidentals for the day, it was nearly 200 quid.
Oh. Oh.
That's
Um,
mad, mate.
yeah, I mean tickets came to about 130 quid just for 4 of us. It's not cheap. Highlights though were the sloths and the bat cave. Like, because the bats fly around you, and they're
Oh.
like right there.
My brain
sure they
just
were
went
both
into
great.
somewhere else. Like when you said the Batcave, my head went
Yeah, I was
straight
like,
into
Batman.
Batman.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
why.
sure
but
they
it
were
wasn't. It
great.
was
I'm sure they
bats.
were great. It's just
The
something very funny
Batcave.
about you being like the 2 best things were the sloths and the bat cave.
Yeah.
I mean they're just great animals.
Yeah.
Oh, third best was giant otters. Something
Oh,
about otters.
no.
They're amazing.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like otters. Yeah.
They're cute.
All right. Okay. And
Um,
what about the other part?
So yeah, the holiday was pretty good. We camped out in Wales, saw some of. We took the kids on an 11K walk, and they didn't really whinge. I was quite excited. About
Ooh.
And there was a waterfall. I mean, that was great.
Oh yeah.
But the other part of home news is today I have done a very manly, homely thing. And
Oh,
I have
did you-
learned how to sharpen my kitchen knives with a whetstone.
Whoa!
Oh, okay. I thought you said, I thought
Yeah.
you were going to tell me you put a shelf up.
Oh no, that's later in the holidays.
Oh.
That's next job.
Ah, right. Yeah. I was going to say that's the manliest job I know is put a shelf up.
A whetstone, eh?
I bought some whetstones. I now have a 400 grit, a 1000 grit, a 3000 grit, and an 8000 grit whetstone.
Of course you do. Of course you
Yeah,
bloody do.
why not?
That's the most
Why not?
Dale thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I
What
know.
do you? I know. Oh, do you?
Now I know Dale a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
like, now
Yeah.
I'm seeing all the like.
yeah.
So,
yeah.
backstory, context for this is,
You wanted to
last
sharp your
year-
knives.
yeah, last year I bought some Pro Cook knives,
Yeah.
and they're like Japanese style wooden handles that look really nice.
yeah.
And they've got to a point now I need to sharpen them, and I've been
Yeah.
putting it off for a bit because it takes time, and I'm learning a new skill. And as you know, Hamish, I don't like doing something unless I think I can do it properly.
Yeah.
But today I sat down and I had a go, and I got a sharp knife at the end of it. It was great.
Was it an actual sharp knife?
Yeah, like
How
I
do you?
could-
How do you
I
know?
could slice it like. Well, I put a little tomato down and I could slice the top of it like wafer thin.
Did you do get a piece of paper?
He went out to the local
didn't have any
bamboo
paper.
forest and he was just like cutting through bamboo
Right.
with his
I
knife.
didn't have any paper, so I did a tomato.
Right. Okay. So first and foremost, why did you not record it and put it as a short on our?
Oh, Simon, you got to make it sure. You have
could
to.
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
want you
would
to say,
genuinely
yeah,
be
you gotta
great.
you gotta sharpen that knife and then get like the card of a class from Flesh and Blood that you hate the most and show you how sharp your knife
So
is.
the
by
really
cutting
sad
it.
thing is, I did this on my old knives first, so that I could practice and not ruin my new knives.
Yeah.
So I've only sharpened my old knives at the moment.
Oh.
Like when
Well-
I do my actual
Well,
knives, I'll
okay,
record it
well,
and
get-
make a short.
Well, let us know when you become a man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and sharpen your proper knives because don't count, does it? Does it, everyone? It doesn't
Well,
count.
I mean, I can make a short.
It
for that.
doesn't count.
Yeah.
It doesn't count. Ooh ah yeah, ooh ah yeah. One,
That's
wouldn't
what
it be?
they're saying in the comments.
That's what they're
right
saying in the
now.
comments. Ooh ah yeah, ooh ah yeah.
What can I say?
Simon,
Well,
Let's
that's,
be
that's
prepared.
amazing.
Simon is blunt. Simon is blunt.
Simon. Hey, you can make a great rhyme with
Your
that.
knives are
As-
blunt. Your knives
And
are
you're
blunt. Let's go.
I'm just gonna go and
fucking
cry in the
mental.
corner now.
That's it. Let's get that as a sound effect. Your knives are blunt.
Your
and
knives
you're,
are blunt. Hey, your knives
anyway,
are blunt. Hey.
Right.
moving
Right.
on.
Can we move on?
I love
That's our
how
home
we're
news,
as
everyone.
if our knives are
This-
blunt.
This
mate.
beer
Like,
is
we don't
great.
even
I
have
need another one.
I
You know what we're
should
talking
got you another
about?
one,
Not
yeah.
getting drunk.
6
It
percenters. I'm almost
begins.
down mine as well. It's
I
just so true.
know. I feel like I need to grab another.
And I almost just knocked it over
Okay.
on my desk.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
moving swiftly on,
Should we talk about
because
Flesh
this
and
week
Blood?
is Collectors Week. LSS have made this
Oh,
Collectors Week. Have you been keeping up with some of the
I
articles
saw
on
a
the website?
very cool looking card and like a binder, and the fact that, and I remember the binder was
Yeah.
not included, but there was a very cool looking card that was displayed.
What was
But
the card?
it was like a
Well, it
Rosetta,
looked like an insert
yeah.
into your binder, so you could like label your binders with different sets.
Cool.
Which is cool. But I like the idea of. I feel like Flesh and Blood, when it started out, had quite a strong collector's focus. Like they were publishing the print runs and making a lot of noise around collectors. I don't think that's necessarily gone away, but I think it's been a bit quieter for a bit, where they've really been pushing the competitive and professional
Well,
side of the game a lot. So it's been cool to see them
Yeah.
pick it up and make a special out of it, which is
Make a thing of
which
it.
is really
And I
cool.
think their print run announcement at the beginning of the week was welcome by collectors. Like, for once, I didn't see an LSS announcement on Twitter go mental with people disgusted by what they were seeing. And
Well, there was a
They put up-
comment I did see that is it growth? And I this is just me asking, sort of posing the question out. I don't actually fully get it. But with the print run being less than like Outsiders and Dust Till Dawn, or maybe no, it was Outsiders and Dust Till Dawn that was shown off, but their print runs are lower than some previous sets prior.
yeah.
Is that a sign of growth, or because like as a collector, you could look at it and go, "Oh, that's cool. There's less boxes, so they're a little bit rarer than these boxes, right? Right?" And then another person pointing out, going, "Isn't that a sign of the game hasn't grown?" I don't know.
I think it's really interesting because you can look at those numbers in multiple different ways.
Yeah.
But I think we all know that Monarch First Edition was overprinted.
Oh yeah.
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 And
Well,
and
Monarch-
Tales of Aria was overprinted.
Well,
Like,
Monarch overall was overprinted. Like I think the first edition was, if it was just first edition, would have probably been all right.
but they made a massive jump from Crucible War to Monarch.
Yeah,
They printed so many more so many more boxes.
the Unlimited was
and-
insane.
It did show where the game was at, maybe in terms of
Well, no, I think you got to make a prediction.
collectability.
Well, you got to make a prediction, aren't you? And when Monarch first
Yeah.
dropped, it was the first time they globally launched the game across Europe, effectively Europe and America properly.
It's
I know
the first edition, yeah.
Yeah, so they had to make a call, right? They had to make a call because they can't just
Absolutely.
and that was the call they made. And I think
And now we're
Monarch
on
did
Fab
sell.
2.0, which is very different.
I think it's yeah, I think the game is growing. I think that's obvious to me. Like,
Yeah.
the game has become huge in Japan, and that was clearly LSS's. Like, come on, like, look, you guys were
Yeah.
like, come on, everyone. Like, it was they weren't exactly subtle about the fact that they wanted Japan to be a big
Yeah.
country for Flesh and Blood, and they achieved it, which is
Yeah.
great. And also, like, you can look at the print runs of the sets. I think they're just being sensible. Like, I think with Tails, they printed too much Tails, and we had all these unlimited sets that people didn't really want either. And they've learnt their lessons from that. And also, there's more products available now. We've got the 3 main sets each year, but we've also got the history packs, which are now being looks like they're changing into the mastery sets, or whatever they're called. You know, the Guardian Mastery, and we've got the CC decks now as well, which I think probably sell a lot better than the Blitz decks do. Well, especially the the KO one with the cards that everybody wanted for the professional side of the game. So I think, you know, we might not see as many boxes of Myst being printed as, say, like in the past, but there's more products available, and there's more events happening. Like, LSS must make a certain amount of money out of the professional. They might not make a lot, but
Well-
hopefully they're making some kind of profit of some of these events that they run. So yeah, I think it's probably fine. I think it's just sensible. I don't think you can look at the numbers. I'd be more interested in the numbers that are sold. I'd just look at LSS revenue. I think in terms of growth of number of players, that seems to just be going up and up and up. So
Yeah,
cool.
I got some questions to throw you. Oh, unless you got something you wanted to follow.
Well,
on with that.
no, the other announcement that they released was the reprint policy. And the
Rainbow
reprint
foils,
policy
yeah.
was initially for the cold foils, and now it's including rainbow foils.
Yeah, so they won't reprint a rainbow foil that's come from this set unless it is of a different artwork, effectively, right? Yeah.
Which is what we've seen, because when they re-released the heralds, and when they re-released the ninja cards like Surging Strike, they didn't have foil versions of those in those sets of Outsiders and Dusk Till Dawn.
I think it's pretty much, it's like subtly we're kind of doing this anyway, but now we're just sort of
But it's
officially
now on paper.
so it just expect it like that, which is pretty cool. I like that.
What I did really enjoy this week
Yeah.
was Kashan Rao's
Oh,
article
about
his
cold
cold
foil.
foil hearts. If you haven't read it, go to the LSS website, FabTCG website, and have a read. It's one of the LSS team talking about their early entry into Flesh and Blood, and the cards they opened, and what they did with them, and how they feel about that now. Which is, and again, this was at a time nearly 5 years ago when you couldn't have predicted what this game was going to do. And
If only we never opened those Arcane Rising first edition boxes, Simon.
oh yeah,
If
Tell me
only
about
we
it.
never opened them. Oh, what we would have been kings, Simon. We would have shown up and said, "No, I'll fund the NHS because I've sold my Groot's Arcane Rising first edition box."
But this,
I'm a
this is it, isn't
millionaire.
it, right? So you do what you can in the situation. Like I think this is a collecting in general. You do what you can with the information you have available, and as he quite clearly says at the beginning of the article, like he was used to playing TCGs where $100 for a card was crazy money, and he sold his first heart for $400 and was super happy.
I know,
it got
but
him
even
into the game.
But after even him saying I sold a Colorful Heart for
Yeah.
$400, you still go like. "Ugh." But anyway,
But again,
I've got some
when we
questions.
first got into the game,
Oh, go on.
the heart was 300 quid.
What?
A cold foil heart was 300 quid.
No, it wasn't. Was it? No. Not first edition Welcome Trophy. It wasn't. No. It was definitely a hitting the like. I would say I don't know if it was a grand,
But
but
I think
it was
went up
to-
towards a grand like a couple of months after we joined the game.
Yeah, I still wouldn't have got it then. I know it's like you should have got it then. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
But I still couldn't throw a grand in for a card. Like, even though it's now worth more.
I remember the first big card that I bought with my money was a cold foil Courage of Bladehold.
How much was that?
50 quid.
I know, I know, and you're sort of
And
like
I
going,
thought that was crazy. I was like, what am I doing spending 50 quid on a card?
I know. And now, if you spent 50 quid on a legendary, that'd be bargain.
That's like a terrible legendary. That's like what?
Yeah.
No,
Rainforest
it's not.
Bases
No,
are
that's not a
50
terrible
rain- for
legendary.
The rainbow
The
foils,
rainbow
yeah.
foil versions. Yeah.
That's fine. With the cold foils, they
No,
hover around £100 still.
Well, Shuko was 30, 40 quid.
Shuko
recently
was
before it
per-
got.
Shiko was going down in like the 20s. Like the rainbow
Yeah.
foil one was in the 20s.
anyway,
But it's
I've got a question.
Anyway,
I've got a question.
Question.
Yeah, I got a question. I'm going to go through your collection, right? Since it's Collector's Week. Now, it's not Collector's Week when you listen to this. This is coming out the following week. So Collector's Week has been done. So we're just going to tidbit on this. Simon, your most treasured playmat.
Oh.
Ah, I love it. I love this bit.
Do you know what? It's right here, and I keep it covered up mainly. It's my Crucible of War Find Center playmat.
Yeah.
It's what I use. It's what I always used for my webcam matches
Oh, yes.
back in the day, and
Back in
it's
the
now
day.
covered up. I've now got a double mat over the top of it to keep it covered, but I've now got the Living Realms light and dark mat.
I
over the
do
top of it.
too. Yeah, I got that as a
Yeah.
mouse mat. Trip, your treasured
Yeah,
playmat.
Find Center.
Mine's Exude Confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Which I got for top fouring an RTN. I actually have two of them. Because I top four two RTNs in the first season, didn't manage to get the win, which was the Findals map. But I really like the Exude one. I think it's just because it was the first big tournament that I done well at in person.
Yeah.
I've got all the Pro Tour. I've got the Pro Tour Heart and the Pro Tour Eye. But the Exude one, that's my day-to-day mat. That's the mat I'll pick up and use. Someone's got too many mats.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
This one's good.
That one,
That's your national championship.
yeah, that national championship, when me and Simon got into the top 8, pretty special. But I have to say, I think anyone running around, all right, yeah, Simon, all right, that's a cool one. Yeah.
That is a cool
all right, okay. So, Simon,
is,
if you're watching, if you're listening to this on Spotify, Simon is just, we said
Sorry,
play
I've just been.
mats,
I didn't want him to
Not
interrupt.
very
Trip.
good for.
but
oh, you
he's
did
just
interrupt me.
showing off of, yeah. Well,
I've got 5 playmat top loaders, which is a really sad thing to own. But
this is what I was gonna say is like not to like. The reason I like my Exude mat is because it's the mat I put in my bag. It's the mat I use.
Yeah.
And like the Pro Tour mats, I just don't want to use them because like they might be worth some money one day. But my Exude mat, I'm just like, that's my mat, and I throw it in my bag. Don't even put a tube in it, so I know I've got a spare one. So it doesn't matter if I mess it up. So and that's the one I enjoy using the most. She's got great thighs. What can I say, guys?
Yeah.
I do like her thighs. I'm a man.
Right. Well, I still think everyone running around with the old Command and Conquer mats. That must be like, you don't see any of them anymore. Command and Conquer.
You do,
got
you
one up
do.
here.
Dyson uses his one. I've seen Dyson use his.
No, I
Command and
know,
Conquer
but like that's such an iconic card to actually slam a Command and Conquer on the table.
Yeah.
Playmat. I reckon there's going to be a lot of new players now go, what the hell? Where'd you get this from? Because
So on my left-hand side here, I have on my left I have a frame with the Scar for Scar playmat, the Command and Conquer playmat, and the Razor Reflex playmat because they were the first 3 skirmishes. And
Well,
on
when
the
I-
right-hand side, I have
I'm waiting for someone to
Edge of
ask
Autumn.
me the question I've asked you.
no,
No.
Edge of Autumn, then Lord of Wind, and then a Phoenix Flame.
Well, I was going to say,
My
when I
ninjas.
actually get some space on the wall, I'll finally put up my Ira triptych of Edge of Autumn, Torrent of Tempo, and Scar for a Scar.
Torrent. Yeah.
But I was just annoyed because one of the cards ended up becoming like a super rare, like Bittering Thorns ended up being like an
Yeah.
exclusive mat, so I couldn't get that one, which is the Irish.
Hamish, what is your most valued playmat?
No, that's not what he asked. He said, "What did
Treasured.
you?" You didn't say what's your most valued.
Treasured.
It wasn't treasured. Yeah.
Treasured, sorry. I meant valued as in...
Yeah, personal
Personally.
value. Yeah.
All right. I give you. I have one guess, Simon.
It's a Viserai one.
Trip.
Is it the Swarm and Gloomvale one
Arc Knight Ascendancy.
that you got from? Uh,
The Swarm and
the,
Gloomvale.
the one you got from.
No,
it's
no,
clearly not that
no,
one.
it's
but,
not.
I'm going to say it's either an Arc
the
Knight
art
Ascendancy,
house
like
in-
become the
yeah,
Arc
art
Knight
house
one,
it's
or it's your
yeah,
Sign Nebula Blade.
Oh, the Nebula is quite good, but I don't think it's either of those.
I know it is. Someone got it right. It's the.
Is it Art
It's the Art Knight.
Yeah,
That-
it's got to be the art.
The Viserai's Arc Knight Ascendancy playmat is
Those Arcane Rising ones.
hard. I found that, paid 50 New Zealand dollars for I think his name was Sam Smith from New Zealand when he had Fab Armory. Remember the Fab Armory?
Oh, yeah.
For way back when we had nothing in the UK. So he had like a load of old playmats, and I said, I want this Viserai playmat, like please. And he sent it, and I can't believe it arrived. It's that, I love that, and I also love my Celestial Cataclysm.
Yeah.
That one. Simon knows if I throw that down on the table, it's Bolton time. Like,
Bolton time.
yeah, it's Bolton time. And I have to say, boys, I'll push the point. Playmat is.
Oh, it's amazing, actually.
Yeah, it's a banger.
That's my
It's-
weekly playmat. Yeah.
It's the background all of you can see behind there. We've got that as a playmat. Right. So, Trip, I'll go to you. Your most treasured cold foil.
That's a good question. It's probably my Kadachi. I'll count them as one card
Yeah,
because
sure.
they come as a set. I don't know though. Actually, that's what
Okay,
I'm thinking about for a second. I think the
I'll give you-
Kadachis
I'll give
I
you
really
three.
like.
I'll give you 3. Simon,
Yeah,
you can have a think. While you guys are having a think, I'll tell you my 3.
you tell us yours.
I'll tell you my 3. Right. So my cold foil Viserai is very treasured. I love that card a lot. I think it's got to be. I think it used to be the rarest card I think I had at the time. That I still own basically. So that one, my gold foil Raiden.
Yeah.
That one is a banger, and I got that graded, and it come back as a 10 gem mint. So I'm like, oof, this has got to be the most valuable thing I own for sure. And weirdly enough, like it's a toss up between these two Runeblade weapons, but I really value my cold foil Reaping Blade, and I don't know why. There's something about a cold
Great
foil
card.
Crucible of War weapon that during the time when we were playing, Crucible of War went through this crazy spike moment of cards, and I remember buying that Reaping Blade for a tenner, a cold foil for a tenner, which nowadays is like, doesn't seem out of whack. That's about fine. But all of a sudden, they just went nope to ridiculous amount. Like I think it got to like 80 quid or something, or 90 quid for this Cold Full Reaping Blade, and you're like, I'm not paying that. Like, not being funny, I'm not paying that sort of money for that. But you know that is something memorable. You just look at the card and just remember the carnage of how much stuff used to cost. So yeah, I'll let you have a think, Trip.
Yeah, I got a couple. They're kind of more associated with like fab memories more than like the value of the card. So I think the first one is my extended art Crazy Brew,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
a
a very
good one.
big card. I think they kind of said they would never print a card like that again, which is awesome. But I got that. So lockdown had finished, and I traveled all the way to, I think it was Portsmouth. It was Portsmouth. It wasn't Southampton. It was Portsmouth to play in a random armory. And I went with Kate, and we were just like, "Can we just go to Portsmouth so I can play in this sealed event in this random store miles and miles away?" And because like the baller I won. And they gave me the Cold Full Crazy Brew as the winning prize, which I had no idea was going to be the prize for winning, which was insane. So that's that one. I think my other one, it's quite funny, but it's also a Cold Foil Reaping Blade. But the story of that one is this was when Crucible of War Unlimited was out. And I just decided I wanted to open some Crucible of War packs from, I can't remember what online store it was. It was like Zatu or one of those ones.
Yeah.
And I ordered like 20 packs or something because they only had loose packs. And they sent me first edition Crucible of War by mistake. And I opened a Cold Full Reaping Blade out of those packs, which was insane.
Yeah.
And
you
I
said
think
your
the last
Kodachis.
one is it's going to be my right facing. So the Kodachi that comes in Crucible of War, because that was so difficult to get hold of. And I bought it from some guy we'd played a bunch of online armories with. It's a French guy. And he just sent it over, and it was probably the most expensive
Chris
vanity.
Franco?
Yeah, I think it was. It's the guy that had 69 in his
First
name.
French national champ.
Yeah. And he used to play in our armories. I mean, everyone used to play in those online armories. All the cool kids. And that was probably the most I've ever spent on a vanity card before in my Flesh and Blood career, and it was a slippery slope from there. But before then, I'd only spent money on Majestics and Legendaries that I wanted to actually play the game. That was the first time I spent a lot of money on a card that I didn't need, but I really wanted the Cold War.
But you had to.
And now I use my white border Kodachis for every time I play because white border is the best, but I still have them knocking about. So yeah, those are my three more stories. Than
Simon?
actual. I have some good cards too in the back.
So the
Those are
Kodachis, I
for
use
selling.
them all the time. The Kodachis, definitely. And as Trip says, the right facing one was hard.
Yeah.
Hard to get. My Shiana Cold Fall is
Oh yeah.
now, yeah, and that is graded now. And then I think it's a toss up between two chess pieces. So the Cold Fall Courage that I talked about earlier was like the first big card purchase that I made, but I opened Cold Foil Husk, and I've now got that graded, and it's a quad 9/5, and I've used that so many times with Chain. Like played that at the first Pro Tour.
Yeah.
So like decks that I've played and have those Cold Foils, even though Chain is now gone, is nice to have.
Yes.
I was going to say Husk as well, Simon, because I opened mine after I lost my game to get into the final of the Mana Screw first year Road to Nationals. I got given my prize pack, which had a Cold Foil Husk in. And I was playing Chain, so I was just like, amazing. I was a little bit annoyed because I had just bought a Rainbow 4 for RTN season, but I was still very happy to immediately rarity upgrade my Husk. So.
Okay, then Hamish. Then last
I
collector's
feel like
week question.
have you got another question for us?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
just gonna
jump
say, like a card that is more valuable, a valuable card that has really no business to be precious to any. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if someone look at it, will go, no big deal, but to you, big deal. Like everyone's got that card. That's like no big deal.
For me, it's my Rainbow Foil Katsu.
Rainbow
Like-
Foil Katsu.
I sold my cold foil Katsu because I just didn't I didn't need it because I always use my Rainbow Foil Katsu, and it was the Crucible of War buy a box promo Rainbow Foil Heroes, and I just use it. I've used it every game of Katsu that I've played competitively.
Yeah. So that one is just there's something special about that card.
Yeah, it's a staple. It's the first card in the deck box, right?
Yeah. Trip.
Yeah, probably my whiteboard Ira, which I got
Yeah.
signed by James White. So I was just I was annoyed because I wanted a cold foil Ira, because Ira was the hero I love playing the most, but it was just impossible to get cold foil because you could only get them by winning these starter things, and there was 20 of them in the UK, and they sell for thousands and thousands of pounds. And it was kind of just the realization that I was just well, I can just get my whiteboarder one and be different. And then I got my whole whiteboarder, and then that ended up going on that mini side quest to get the whiteboarder Mask Momentum, whiteboarder Tunic, whiteboarder Kodachis. And then I got my whiteboarder Ira and Kodachi signed by James White. And then he every time we've met James White, he's always been really positive about what we do and push the point. And he gave us he gave me the pop collar promo and gave you guys he was take these for the guys as well, which he was not, and I was just it was just vindication of that. So and it's just, I'm all about the stories with these cards. That's what I'm interested in, is the stories behind them. There's so many cards I have that have cool stories, cards they've been given to me. We've got our the spoiler card that we had, with one of the patrons sent us rainbow foil versions of Looming Doom, right? The extended art Looming Dooms, and just stuff like that. It's just that's so cool that people might do that. And there's loads of things like that. The card might not be worth a huge amount, but there's a great story behind it. And
Okay, now this one is worth a lot, but I forget that I own them. I forget what they are. But my first edition CNCs.
Yeah, I know, right?
I forgot. I genuinely forget those first edition CNCs, and I'll just go.
I just play them as well.
Oh, that first card I ever opened in a pack.
Yeah,
was
that was my first Majestic that I ever opened, was a CNC.
Yeah. When we did the sealed, and I just went, oh, and then Mikey went, oh my god, you got the card. I was like, is it? I said, is it? And he went, yeah. And I read it, and I went, I mean, it does sound pretty good, but
considering he opened a Stormstriders,
considering he opened a cold foil Stormstriders, yeah, I know. Considering, but I
there's
tell you what, I take that
back.
back. It's actually weirdly my Mordred Tides, their first edition. I don't know why. I just know their first edition, and they're just oh yeah, this feels just extra cool about it, and no one cares. No one cares, but
they do though. They do. When
some
I play
people will notice. Yeah.
When I play my Katsu deck and I throw down my pink Surging Strikes, they're oh, alpha.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And I'm yeah, or because there was a point, and this is I don't know if this is still the case, but where you could just buy pink Surging Strikes and pink Whelmings and pink Flusterfists. They weren't that much. They were a couple of quid each. And I was just yeah, I'm just gonna get all the ninja stuff that I can afford. And then even now, it's you'll play them and people will be like, man, you got some cool cards in your deck, and it's just just being able to play alpha cards is just very satisfying. And the sinks and this, and we got a bunch because Hamish got to do the alpha draft, and
alpha draft.
I got my last copy of Pink Snatch that I needed, and cards like that have a story behind them, just so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that was just a nice sort of I don't know, little fun quiz questioning.
Well, tell us
comment
in the comments,
below.
Answer those same questions.
Okay, what's your most valued or treasured card in your collection? The whole of any card that you've got.
The most treasured card of all of it.
Yeah.
Am I being realistic, or is it just monetary and everything?
No. What card means the most to you?
I think mine's probably my cold foil Icelander from winning the RTN, because that's like the biggest tournament I've won. Like I got a gold foil from coming second place in a pro quest, but like winning that RTN, and the fact that all three of us won this RTNs at the same weekend before the podcast was just insane. And like that's still like the biggest event that I've ever won. And I beat some good players on the way. I beat Alex Chitu in the final. I don't know if at the time I didn't really know who Alex Chitu was. So
Alex Kitsu, I mean, what is he?
Kitsu, yeah.
Alex Kitsu, what does he know? He's only like, he was a UK champion.
I couldn't stand up to my furious FI drafting. No one ever can. I did it at Nationals this year as well. It looked like Zen, but I knew what it was deep down. I was like...
Trip only when there's a ninja in the format, Trip's here.
There's a ninja.
And when there's not a ninja in the format, Trip's casting.
All
right, okay. So I should say my Goldfield Raiden. I should say that because that is the most valuable card that I own. But the real answer is still my Coldfall Viserai.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still, and it just always is and always will be. Thank you, Dyson, for letting me trade a Coldfall Rhinar for it.
I think that's a good deal. Those heroes, I think, are pretty interchangeable.
I had a Coldfall Kano. I had the Coldfall Kano, and I swapped that for a Coldfall Rhinar.
People were pissed when they got the Coldfall Kanos. Because there was like a thing where it was like everyone was getting Coldfall Kano and Coldfall Azalea.
No one has a Coldfall Kano. Yeah. There's a bit of me that makes me think, we should keep that one. We should keep
I guess like in terms of monetary value, so that's like the most card that I think in terms of monetary value, it's probably I've got the Coldfoil Dory, the Coldfoil Rhino, and the Coldfoil Viserai. From the those Coldfoil Skirmish season heroes, which I will get graded hopefully when we the next quarter we'll be doing some more gradings with BGC, so I will be getting those 3 cards.
Oh, that's cool.
Graded, so
that's actually good.
I sold my Coldfoil heroes, so I sold my Katsu and I sold my Bravo.
Oh, I wonder how much they are now. All right, Simon, what's your most valuable? What about you? What's your card?
Yeah, so like it's one and the same for me because it meant so much to get this card, and the win meant so much, and it's the Rainbow Foil Tunic, extended up Tunic. Yeah. So first season of RTNs, I came up short, lost in the final to our good friend Shin at Boards and Swords in Derby.
I was there.
And then, I was horrifically underprepared for Dorinthia. And he was like one of only 2 Dorinthia in the field or something. Like he just he did really well.
No business to be good, but he was. Now he's washed.
And I had a couple of tough games and got through that. Lost in the final. And then a couple of weeks later, went up to Living Realms and again, took my Katsu, managed to take the win against another Dorinthia. And then I've got my Tunic and my Tunic Mat, and it was just. It's still in my collection. I still play it regularly. I turn a blind eye to how much it actually is worth because I refuse to sell it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Right, there you go. That was Collector's Week. And because this is a week ahead, everyone, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some wild news that means that you'll go, why are you not talking about these new spoiler cards that just came out? And it's like, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to wait. We're going to wait until...
We'll say that we always try to save it, and so we have something substantial to talk about. We've never been let's rate this card channel, because realistically, I don't think we'd rate them very well, because a lot of cards...
I don't know, that Riptide card is pretty good.
Well, but you got to see everything together, right?
Yeah,
I guess the exception to that is probably the expansion slot cards, where you're like, we're only getting that one card, and it's for a hero. Sure, we can make some assessments about that.
We'll wait until the next one when we believe a lot of them are out, and then we'll go.
Maybe we'll do a little what's top, what's not.
What we haven't talked about is the double cards.
Again, let's just kick it down the road because it is cool. Part of me just wants to tear him in half though, and just be like bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna and then the judge will go, Judge, meld.
Yeah, meld.
Right, there you go. I think we should leave
I
it there.
really enjoyed that chat, boys. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us for episode 79. We've got episode 80 coming up soon.
Wow.
And Skirmish season's coming up. Rosetta pre-release weekend is coming up. It's an exciting time to be playing Flesh and Blood, and we're going to be here covering it on the podcast every 2 weeks into the future. So keep tuned and subscribe. I don't feel like we haven't told people to subscribe in like 10 episodes or something. We just don't do that anymore. I feel like we've got enough subscribers now.
Yeah.
we're happy now. We've got our
You
core
boys should
audience.
enjoy your holidays next week. That's what you should.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So thanks everyone.
All right.
Yeah.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.
Love you, bye.
Chicken